Hi guys, back again. So right now we're looking at the left-hand side or passenger side toolbox of the 2.7 Hilux. Petrol models have the battery on the left-hand side and the snorkel on the right-hand side. So with that, I'm going to keep the electronics and 12 volt and wiring and everything on the left-hand side of the vehicle. Just because it's a straight run, I don't have to bend around, I don't have to run, funny up and across and back down and around and all, creating all these possible chances for breaks in the connections or dead legs or, electrical cablings to become an issue with, low draw, low amperage or any of that sort of stuff or the voltage. Now, I'm not a guru on that stuff. I understand it, but I don't understand it to the extent of, hey, I could give you a tutorial on it. I'd have to work through it. I'd have to sit down and have to nut it out. So I'm not going to go into any of that sort of stuff. But for right now, if you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these 6 points here held the shelving unit of this toolbox. And basically what I've done is they're only, little tack welds. You can see, you can see them. Little tack welds or TIG welds, whatever they've done. So what I did was I just grabbed a 4-inch and I just cut them on the side of the shelving unit holder and bent it off gently with a little old shitty chisel I've got. The reason why I did that was because I didn't want to warp or bend or take off any of the meat of the actual toolbox itself, because I don't want to penetrate or to give it a point for water to egress. So you can see there that there's the black floor, the black carpeted floor. So the floor's been done. Let me just move my hand out of the way. It's a little bit dirty at the moment. So the floor's been done. And then on the other side, you can see that this is the housing that the toolbox came with. Now the reason why I've left that one on there at the moment was because I'm looking at possibly putting a spare tire connection through there to hold it. So the tray will actually hold the weight of the spare tire, and the fixing point will just be through the center of this. So I might just put the bracket and then 1, 2, 3 bolts or something through it. Anyway, I've got to work that out. But in terms of this now, let me just put you back up here so you can see what's going on. I'll move my big mid out of the way. Right, so what I did was I fabricated up the timber. So I'm going to cover that in carpet as well. So it's only 12mm ply. See that? And that's going to be stuck to the aluminium. And then once that's dried, then I will put the junction box and start running the electrical wiring to it at some stage. I do have a dual battery system there, but the wiring in it is not the best. I think it came out of a second-hand unit. So for 120 bucks, I think most of the electrical 12 volt shops on eBay sell them for nowadays for 120 bucks for the kit. It's just worth getting it. And then I could just use the other stuff I've got for grounding wires or other stuff later on. So that's where I'm up to at the moment. I'll let you have a see of it once it's done, once it's in. I won't go into the prospects or the instructions of how I'm doing. It's basically going to be Sikaflexed onto the aluminium here after it's being wiped down with a Prepsol, and then basically the board's being stuck on with the carpet attached to it already. So I will chalk it up. I'll probably just put a bit of timber or something and just screw it down onto the frame of the floor, because the frame of the floor is going to be modified anyway with other brackets and other bits and pieces. So putting 1 or 2 screw holes in it is not going to matter that much, but having this board sticking to that wall is pretty imperative, because it's going to hold all the 12 volt stuff. And worst case scenario, if it doesn't, or I'm not happy with the hold on it, I will run 4 screws with a rubber grommet around it into the back, so the other side of the toolbox, just to hold them in place, or alternatively just screw a hole all the way through and run a butterfly clip or something into it with some silicone around it. So I'm hoping that I don't have to penetrate the actual integrity of the toolbox, but if I do, I've got to do it. All right guys, we'll stay in touch.